All right, what's up, y'all? It's the Life Partner Gang. I'm James.
I'm Tina.
And we are here to talk about all things life partner-esque. So we're giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly associated with relationships.
We're going to go through this every week.
We're going to go through it every week.
The not so good.
Because we're going to be real with the people. We're going to tell them that there is some bad and some ugly in this life partner journey.
Okay.
All right, so thank y'all for checking in. It's episode 3 for us. We are so happy that y'all are coming along this journey along with us. We've had 2 episodes for the gang so far. This third one we're really happy about. But before we get into it, make sure you are following us on social. That's Life Partner Gang on IG, Facebook, all of that stuff. Hit the like button.
Hit the subscribe button, whether you're listening or watching us on YouTube. Hey, friends.
Yes.
But yeah, make sure that you are subscribed so that those notifications come whenever we drop a new episode.
Facts. And we are on all platforms now. So, tune in, check us out. We're going to hit y'all with new content every single week, hopefully giving you more insight into the life partner world. Okay. And if you're ready to jump in this journey, we want to help give you some advice and hopefully you jump into it with us too, because it's gang for life over here.
And that's on biblical marriage.
Yeah, no Will, no Jada. We ain't on that. But hey, love Will and Jada, but we ain't on that though. But yeah, so for episode 3, we wanted to talk about a topic that's real hot and heavy right now in the blogosphere and all of those places. And it's a topic that we've discussed in the past too. And it's about prenups. And you see her rolling her eyes over there. And that's usually what most women I encounter start doing when you start talking about the P word. And I ain't talking about the Cardi B kind of P word. I'm talking about the other P word. But with this one in particular, prenups. And we were this conversation is inspired by what Dr. Dre and his wife are going through right now, which is a divorce, which sad to see that happen. They was together for a very long time. So anytime we see black love, separate, we ain't happy to see that, but it's getting a little nasty right now.
Yeah. And you got to talk about, most people don't want to think about prenups, I guess, because it's almost like you have to prepare for a divorce before you even get married. But the conversation needs to be had.
Absolutely. You got to have these conversations. Yeah. Like money is one of the biggest reasons why people end up splitting in the first place. So you want to have those conversations, making sure everybody is on the same page. And then at the end of it, hopefully that conversation in the beginning
doesn't have to come back up.
Prevents you from rolling your eyes in the same way that she just did right there. So getting into it, kind of give y'all the backstory of what's going on with Dr. Dre and his wife, Nicole Young. So she filed for divorce a couple of months ago. It just came out in the news and was reported, I believe, this week, that she wants $2 million a month in spousal support.
And why does she want that?
Let me finish. So we're going to get into it. So she did sign a prenup, and she's saying that prenup should not be valid because, 1, he supposedly tore it up a couple of years into the marriage, but then 2, she's also conveniently saying now that she was forced into signing the prenup. She was coerced into signing the prenup, and then she used his lawyers to sign this prenup too. But he felt so bad about it a couple of years into their marriage that he ripped it up in front of her. Now, from my standpoint, how convenient to bring these details up now when everything has hit the fan. Why don't we talk about that when that happened? But we'll get into that part later. Now, fast forwarding, as they're kind of going through this journey of their divorce, she has, I guess, their Malibu home. They have multiple cribs out here in LA, and she wants $1.9 million to live her life every month. So let's get down into the breakdown of these expenses, my love. So laundry and dry cleaning, she's looking for $10,000 a month. Clothes, she needs $135,000 a month. Education, this includes tuition and living expenses. She needs $60,000 a month. Entertainment, $900,000 a month. Charitable contributions, you got to pay them tithes and them offerings there, baby. $125,000 a month. The mortgage is $100,000 a month, and then telephone, cell phone, and email is $20,000 a month. Just what the hell kind of phone she got?
Her phone must get Jesus on the main line. So I was with her I'm with her with the exception of like the entertainment and the phone and email, because who is she calling?
That's what I want to know.
I think she got like heaven on speed dial, because
yes, so
she got the same cell phone plans that are available to everybody else. So I don't understand.
And email is free, my G. Like, unless you're paying for a premium service, Gmail is free to everybody. So I'm confused as to what email client she's using right now.
Wow.
And if she gets the business client, that's like $15, $20 a month. Like, it ain't that much. But I digress. We're going to get into it. So this says in all, she has a monthly nut of $2.5 million, but she's willing to settle for a square 1.9 to kind of support her as they go through the divorce proceedings. And then it was reported that Dre has been covering all of her expenses so far, including the Malibu house where she's staying that has chefs, security, and all of this good stuff. So what I'm hearing, and I'm hearing both sides, and I'm gonna let you speak and give me your point of view on it. But from the women, I'm hearing that, well, her husband is a billionaire and she's grown accustomed to living this billionaire lifestyle. So with the backdrop of that, she should keep this billionaire lifestyle moving forward, even if they aren't together, and even if she signed a prenup. Your thoughts? Do you agree or disagree with that statement? Or
if
sentiment?
she was forced into signing that prenup or coerced or any whatever happened in the beginning stages of their relationship, and she has been with him while he built this billionaire status through everything and all over these years, sounds legit to me.
That is
what are we even discussing right now?
The classic female take. So hold on, let me just back it up though, because I don't want to.
Can you call me a woman?
Woman.
Okay.
All right, classic woman take, women take, all of y'all. Like, look, do you know what an MPC 3000 is?
I'm sure it's something he used to make beats.
All right, how many beats has Nicole Young made?
That's like asking me how many apps I've helped you build. That don't mean nothing.
It's a valuable point.
It's
though.
a great point.
So if we decide, or anybody decides that they're not going to be together, oh, let's flip this. If you decide that you don't want to be with me anymore, and you are worth $1 billion, are you going to support my grown ass and give me $2 million a month in allowance?
No.
All right, then. So what are we talking about? Why is
I wouldn't not give you anything.
But you wouldn't give me $2 million a month.
We would have to see why you needed it.
All right, so running back to the list. This is my list. I need laundry and cleaning. I need clothes, $135 a month. I need education, tuition, and living expenses. I need entertainment.
You're not gonna have the kids.
Why not?
Because they my kids.
You making all the money. Somebody got to take care of them. You ain't gonna be able to do both at the same time. How you gonna make a billy and take care of the kids too?
I'll get a nanny.
No, I'm the nanny. I'll be the nanny. Run me my $2 million a month.
Oh my gosh.
See how when the tables turn, the sentiment changes.
Well, it depends on why we parting ways. What happened? What did he do? Or what did she do?
Now that hasn't come out. Okay. It hasn't come out that he did anything or she did anything. Oh, so if it's his fault.
Run that.
So whoever's fault it is means that they got to pay up.
Yeah, like, oh, if I'm a billionaire and I do something I ain't got no business doing, to break vows, then, I owe you that.
I still don't believe you would cough up $2 million a month, regardless of whose fault it is. Like, I know you, so who you trying to fool right now? Like this ain't even believable.
Don't do that. You act like I would just leave you out here broke and destitute.
You hit me with 2 bands a month. Tell me to figure out the rest.
What he said in that last video, I saw his potential. He's a resourceful guy.
Right. So
figure it out.
Here your 2 bands a month. You better invest it wisely, James. I hope you be all right in the future. So now here's my thing with this. Now I do believe that prenup or not, like as the man, you got to take care of your wife or your ex-wife. So if they are truly parting ways, they're not going to reconcile or whatever. He needs to make sure she's good.
Tuition they have kids.
They have kids, but they're both older, so I would imagine that somebody's in college or something.
So maybe it's college tuition. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. And then that part is tricky to me too, because it says tuition and living expenses, but then you have the mortgage there too. Like, and I'm assuming he's gonna take care of the mortgage or whatever she wants in that regard. And from his side, what's being reported out, he is trying to help.
Yeah.
But she wants more. And ultimately what she wants is she wants half of a Billy. This $2 million a month, this is just small change right now.
This is one of them community property states.
Yeah.
Has to be more careful.
She wants half a Billy, which, you know, maybe she feels entitled to it, maybe she doesn't. My thing is with those types of situations, I think it's one, if you sign a prenup, then like I have no sympathy for your situation at all.
Yeah, and I guess that's because why sign it?
Yeah, because the prenup states what you're gonna get and what you won't get. So I find it difficult to like feel bad for people when they sign those documents and then later on down the road when they change them because the circumstances have changes. Now, granted, he was still Dr. Dre when she married him, but financially he wasn't nowhere near what he is today, off of the success of like Beats by Dre and all of that stuff. So I do think as a man and who had a woman at home who supported him, who took care of his kids, who made sure the house was good, that he needs to make sure she's good.
Yeah.
I don't know what that dollar amount is. Is that 100 million? Is that 200 million? Whatever it is, it's got to be something.
Well, nobody. I just don't understand spending $900,000 a month on entertainment. She might be able to be a little bit flexible there. I mean, I guess because I don't have $900,000 to spend a month on entertainment, but I still can't really wrap my mind around. Like, what is she doing?
I have no idea. And like, if I'm him, regardless of the lifestyle that I can provide to you, to me, $900,000 a month in entertainment sounds crazy and excessive. So I'm not faulting him for pushing back in those regards. Like, if she signed the prenup, then she signed the prenup. Yeah. Period. So by the letter of the law, you don't get half in those regards. Now, if she didn't sign the prenup and it's a Billy in place and she's been around for 30 years, then you got to give her half. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with these types of situations because this reminds me of like these, you know, ball players, baby mama situations. And she's not a baby mama, she's a wife. But it's always like, oh, I need child support. I'm going to move to California. I'm going to ask you for $30,000 a month. But we find out that $29,995 of that is going to you and to the new Celine bag and to a Birkin and all of that. And the kids ain't getting nothing. And there are plenty of people and examples we could relate to. It's like, man, like you and all this designer stuff, but your kids ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
You ain't cooking nothing for them. Their clothes don't look good. None of that type of stuff. So that's where I think the excessive stuff gets out of hand.
I feel like considering, because they've been married over decades, like there should be some sort of clause in the prenup that it has to be updated as the financial situation updates or something, because for real, the terms and conditions that she agreed to, she probably agreed to when Dre was a thousandaire.
Okay.
And if I'm rocking with you, supporting you, helping you, because behind every great man is a great woman.
Facts.
Not saying that she produced the beats for him, but he probably wouldn't have reached that stature of greatness without her support at home. He owe her something more than what they probably agreed to in the very beginning. Period.
I agree. And I'm sure he probably doesn't even have to give her the 100 or 200 million I'm talking about. I'm saying out the kindness of his heart, you could throw $100 million, you could throw $200 million. But
and I mean, it's not a stretch to say that she was coerced into signing it, because I mean, he was running with Suge. So what are we even discussing? Man,
so it's like, all right, so we playing judge, jury, and executioner now because of who he was associated with. First of all, when he left Suge, he left broke, and Suge said, "Negro, get your ass out, and I'm keeping everything." So when he left and started Aftermath, he ain't have nothing.
Okay.
So he was starting over again. I don't know when she came into the picture, if it was at that point. And I'm not debating what she brought to the table. I agree that there is value and merit in that. I just don't agree that it equals half after you sign a prenup.
Yeah, okay. Half after a prenup is maybe 25%. 25%.
Or how about
legit to me.
Or how about whatever the prenup says? Because what I have an issue with what you just said is you want to sign a prenup on a escalating scale. So if
or I'm not signing one at all.
So if you happen to do better in life, this is what I should get. But if you don't do better, then
I mean, because it's real easy to be like, I mean, because you love somebody, you love them, but 0% of 0 is 0. So it's like, okay, yeah, I signed it, I love you, and you went like, in the beginning, you ain't got nothing anyway. Of course I love you. I'm marrying you because I love you.
His situation is different though, because he was Dr. Dre.
He was Dr. Dre, but he still ain't have nothing. Suge took everything.
He had his name.
Well,
so
okay.
He had his name, he had his reputation. So he was still Dr. Dre. Now, in our situation, I'm not famous, you're not famous. So if that were to happen and then I would have blown up, it's like, all right, cool. You were around when I had nothing. Her coming into the situation, he was still Dr. Dre.
He was already somebody. Okay.
But still, even at the end of the day.
Okay, so not half. So what, 10%? I don't know.
Whatever the prenup says. I don't agree with changing the prenup. I think she should be able
to get more than what the prenup says. She done had his big head babies. I don't even know if them kids got big heads, but I imagine that they do. Like,
she had his baby. She stuck around. We don't know what all she went through, but
I think that they should be able to find a medium in the request that she's asking for. Like I said, I don't know their lifestyle. I don't know what that man can afford, but the phone bill and the entertainment bill is a reach. She can make that work. And probably the clothing allowance too, because she probably one of them women that will wear a purse and a bag and an outfit one time and never wear it again.
Yeah, $135 a month.
Like that's somebody's salary on a very, very good year.
That's more than most people's salaries.
That's more than double what most people make in a year. So she can make those work. But and she can probably look. The laundry and cleaning, she ain't hiring the right kind of crew. Like she can get that for cheaper than that too. No, I think that they should be able to find a happy medium in that. Because everything ain't public information, but I wish we had a little bit more details about what the prenup says she should get versus what she's requesting.
Yeah, and I think what it says is that he has to like provide spousal support and like probably give her a home or something like that. But it
doesn't say an amount.
But it doesn't say how much he has to give to her. So that's what the argument is, like what's fair and equitable. But on her side, they're arguing, well, the prenup shouldn't be valid in the first place. So I think it's going to get messy. It's going to be ugly. But I mean, even if you look at like who broke up, was it Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, and his wife?
They didn't have a prenup,
They didn't have a prenup, and she is now one of the richest women in the world. And not only did she get property and money and everything, she got Amazon stock as a part of them breaking up. And Amazon is booming this year. So she's become even more wealthy. And she was with him from when Amazon was an idea in a garage. So both sides of it, like if you don't sign it and you bet on your spouse or whoever that person is, then you may end up financially set. But if you do sign it, you can't come back with these stories now of like, he forced me to sign it, blah, 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 blah. Like you was an adult. Stop that.
But still stuff happens and we don't know everything that goes on behind closed doors. Just like he could have, forced her. He could have felt bad about it and ripped it up.
Yeah, he could have. But if I was to bet on this, I'm not betting on any of that. It's real convenient for her to say these things now.
I mean, who's to say who she did or didn't say them to behind closed doors? She might have, somebody that was witness to a conversation. Of course, he's not going to admit to it because it's not in his favor to.
Man, I'm feeling a whole lot of, what you be calling it, mansplaining? I'm feeling a whole lot of women's-splaining right now. It's a whole lot of women's-splaining off of a bad decision.
It's a bad decision. So, okay, rich and famous out of it. How do you feel about prenups?
I don't have an issue with prenups. And I relate it personally to our situation. Like, I didn't ever consider having you sign a prenup. Like, and I wasn't rich, but I had money. And I had significantly more money than you had at the time.
You gonna stop calling me broke on
You
this
was
big
broke
old
when
podcast.
I met you, bro. Don't act because you booming out.
You was broke too. You just got a better job before I did.
Whoa.
We was broke together.
We was broke together.
In the beginning, we was broke together.
In the beginning, but then a lot happened between the beginning and when we got married, because we didn't get married in the beginning.
Right.
So I was buzzing.
Yeah.
my bank account was looking hefty.
Oh my gosh.
And yours was,
Go ahead, James.
I had the Popeyes going, and you ain't eat the spinach yet, so yours wasn't there. You ate the spinach now. You on the way to be my sugar mama now, but back then you wasn't. That's just facts.
I almost said something and forgot we was on camera. Go ahead. I'll tell you when we get off.
So when it comes to prenups, I do think in certain situations they make sense. And like if, God forbid, if if we weren't together and we moved on to different situations, and I had a situation where financially it didn't make sense for me to put everything at risk, because that's putting the kids and everybody at risk. If I lose it all, if this new situation don't work out, then I'm gonna ask to sign a prenup, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, and I guess I can't really speak to a situation that I truly haven't been in, but when you're building from nothing together, signing a prenup is like, what you mean? what you mean? We're building this life together.
It could be foresight though. What if you really believe that you're gonna make it one day, and that you're gonna have a bag, and you just want to make sure you're protecting it?
Protect these nuts.
You almost made me spit out my water. Stop being so childish.
I'm just like, what? You just want to protect it, like.
You gotta protect the bag.
Protect the bag and protect your family. Stay together.
I mean, Dre sounded like he was trying to stay together. She went and filed for divorce. So I get it. But that's to say, so there was another story. I don't know if you caught this one, but Steven Jackson, he used to play in the NBA for like the Spurs and a bunch of other teams. Mm-hmm. He was telling his story recently about when he was about to get married. And now one of the things that he caught a bunch of flack for recently was like the fact that he has, I think, like 5 or 6 kids, and they all by different women. Wow. So he's like preaching to the youngsters now, like, yo, if you have kids, get you one woman, settle down and have kids with one woman. Like, my biggest mistake. And he was like, I don't regret my kids, but I regret the decisions I made to get in these circumstances because I have bad relationships with all of their mothers. So the one woman he was going to marry, they had went through like marriage counseling, wedding planning, all of this stuff. And then like she had magically put him with some pastor that was recommended to her. Mm-hmm. And I think she ended up being on like Basketball Wives or something like this years after this happens. But he was talking to her, and he had presented, and his lawyers had presented a prenup during this whole time that they were planning for the wedding. Uh-huh. And she kept like delaying and making excuses as to why she couldn't sign it or wouldn't sign it, and then agreed to sign it. So the wedding day comes, and he's like distraught because prenup still hasn't been signed. And he's like, yo, I'm not going to get married to you if you do not sign this prenup. And at this point, he's rich and famous, NBA, big contract, you know, and she's just regular, me and you. Mm-hmm. So the wedding day comes, everybody's here for the wedding now, and shorty wouldn't sign it. So then they send this pastor in that was recommended to her from one of her homegirls, who came in to talk to him and was like, God wouldn't want you to not get married because of this piece of paper. So Steve is like pissed. He's tight. He's like, yo, if she don't sign this wedding is off. She wouldn't sign it. So they had a whole wedding planned out. He spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, and this wedding was canceled all because of this prenup.
Wow.
In that situation, is he wrong because he wants her to sign a prenup?
No, I mean, no, because it almost made it seem like it looks crazy on her part. Like, you know, she wasn't just in it for love. And I mean, because even with a prenup, you know, it can be terms and conditions in it that it's favorable to the woman. Like it doesn't have to leave you high and dry. So yeah, that doesn't look good on her part. I didn't hear that story before now. That's crazy.
Yeah, and with him, see, he gave it to her, and he told, it wasn't like you got to go look at the paperwork with my lawyers. Like, take this to your attorneys, have them review it, whatever, we can negotiate, whatever, but we need to have a prenup in place before we tie the knot. That was the only requirement of him. And he got blasted when he called the wedding off back when it happened in real time over this. And everybody, of course, is like, well, if you really love her, you shouldn't let this get in the way. But
well, if she really loved him, she shouldn't either.
Exactly. Because again, if you don't plan on divorcing him, then why do it matter?
Yeah, I guess I can see both sides.
So I think people gotta be careful with, you know, the whole conversation.
I mean, because in all honesty, love is a big piece. I did marry you because I loved you.
You better. Fuck you.
Okay. However, it is a business. there's a business aspect to our family and how we run our lives. And the business side of marriage is often neglected, which is how finances end up tearing families apart.
I agree with that.
So it's love, but it's so much more than just love in terms of being married and staying married and keeping the marriage functioning the way it should. And I guess that's what a prenup is. It's a big part of the business side.
Did you just say it's cheaper to keep her?
I did.
So many
I did.
words. Yes. So
Where you going?
Now you agree with what men have been saying for centuries now.
Well, you weren't going nowhere anyway.
I mean, I ain't say I was, but just so you know,
or disagree on.
it's cheaper to keep her. So you know. So I guess we kind of are like Will and Jada, because Jada said Will ain't going nowhere.
You better go on the other side of the house. We can get a bigger house if you need to. Just go down the hall, please.
It's really life partner game, yeah. We in this thing, life partner game for real. So now I think, you know, with all of that, you know, the whole prenup thing, I think every situation is different.
Yeah.
And you ultimately got to do what's best for you. And you shouldn't sign anything if you feel forced into it.
Right.
But you should also go into it like, do I really want to let this thing get in the way of us getting together and being married and being life partners? Because that's a real thing to think about.
Right. It is, especially if the person that you're dealing with has established something amazing for themselves, because, you know, everything in life is a gamble. You know, booming business opportunities, marriage, it's all, you know, taking a chance, taking a risk, because you don't know what tomorrow holds. So you got to look at it from all sides. But if we building from ground zero, I ain't got nothing, you ain't got nothing. I ain't signing no prenup. I'm not doing it.
Well, you lucked out because you didn't have to sign one.
I lucked out.
Now, but I should have made you sign one because I knew I was gonna blow.
And now I'm blowing. Now what? We even.
All right, well then you're gonna be my sugar mama then. Shit. The moral of the story here is don't sign a prenup if you don't want to. You're gonna be my sugar mama. So if you do try to get divorced, like you keep blowing up, I'm taking half because you ain't signed shit. So if you worth a Billy, 2, 5, 10, best believe James is coming for half.
Boy, you better go build you a man cave in the garage
No,
or in the basement.
You ain't gonna put me outside like the help.
House.
I ain't going outside like the help.
You better go down the hall.
I'm staying in the house.
You better go down the hall.
Just like Jada got her little tenderoni. We're going to call a little young tenderoni over for me in your house. You're going to pay the bills. I will support you. I'll still rub your feet, your back,
on
all
today's episode of Snap.
But yeah, thank y'all for checking in on this. The prenup stuff is it's a conversation that, you know, I think is one that needs to be had early on in your relationship. If that's a thing, if you broke, fellas, like, don't talk to her about no prenup. Your broke ass need to get your shit together before you start asking for a prenup. If you have potential, you probably still shouldn't bring it up. But if you have something worth protecting financially,
then absolutely.
Then yeah, it's a conversation that's worth having with a person that you considering pursuing your life with. Females, same thing. Like women, if you have something on the side and you know, little Tyrone trying to get in on it, Tyrone broke ass might have to sign a prenup. That's okay too. Like, we all got to do what's best for us and protect our futures, but don't allow that. Don't turn, because my wife said that marriage is a business and there is a huge component of it, but don't
make it only about the business.
Yeah, don't make it only about the business. I think that's the most important thing for all of this. So any last thoughts, my love?
No, I want to know what you guys think though. So like maybe in the comments on YouTube or even over on Instagram, let us know like what side are you on? Are you for a prenup? Are you ain't no way in hell I'm signing a prenup? Let us know how you feel about that. We would love to know your thoughts on the conversation.
Yeah, and if y'all say y'all are ain't no way in hell I'm signing a prenup, I'm gonna judge you. So just so you know right now.
Sir, judge your mom.
But yeah, we definitely want y'all to give us the comments, give us your feedback. We'd love to hear kind of your experiences, what you think about it. Make sure you are following us on all social. That is Life Partner Gang. Like, comment, subscribe to this channel.
Hit the notification bell, all of that.
You need to know we dropping heat for y'all multiple times a week, every week now. So thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll have more for you coming soon. I'm James.
I'm Tina.
And we are the Life Partner Gang.
Gang, gang.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.